Almost been too long. Welcome back to the Dutch and Denver podcast, man. Been a long time. Real long time. What are you gonna do about that though? I'm Dutch. I am in or around Denver. And podcast time nerds. We have lots to talk about. Lots of things left. Just stuff I gotta get off my chest. You know? Let's see. Back in Denver. Running around. Lots of stuff to cover. It's been a very long time since the last podcast. A very long time. But wait a minute. Little audio settings. Is that good? No, it doesn't. It's all right. Okay. Lots to talk about, man. I don't even know where to start. Like, we'll go recent, further off. Get on Phil and Pico a little bit. What do we want to do? Let's start with recent things. or kind of recent, the NFL draft. Every year we have to do this crap. A, if you go to watch the draft, what do you do with your life, man? There's better ways. There's more things to do. You don't have to go. Nobody cares. It doesn't matter. All this stuff is unproven players. Oh, Dutch, they were so good in college. Yep. But I know a lot of college players that weren't good in the pros. And I know a lot of college players that were in college and great in the pros. I know it's exciting for your team. You get some new players. Maybe you have a chance at winning more than 5 games this season. But then you have the Broncos, who I don't know who is in charge of drafting players for the Denver Broncos. And some of you will be like, oh, it's Joe Ellis, it's Bubba. No, man, it can't be. It literally cannot be the people you think it is. Because no one, and I mean no one, who is paid to work in the NFL can be that stupid. It just can't happen. It can't be a thing. Yeah, that's what I mean. Bo Nix. Horrible fucking choice, man. The guy's like 35 on his 15th year of college. That is not going to go well for us. I know that. And I don't even know who we drafted rounds 2 through 140. I don't care. We suck. We don't have a good coach. I know you guys like Sean Payton, but he's not a good coach. I mean, he was part of Bounty Gate, which automatically you're a piece of shit. And he got back in the NFL. And then Higgins told me some stuff through a friend of a friend that he knows. And none of it shocked me. He's like, guy's a drunk, whoremongering asshole. It's like, yeah, duh. I mean, I didn't know, but I did know, how he acts. We're in trouble. We don't have a coach. We don't have a quarterback. Bo Nix ain't it. We don't have an offensive line. We don't have tight ends. We don't have receivers. We don't have running backs. We don't have a defense. We don't have a football team. So I have zero faith in the Broncos this year, next, and next. For 3 years, we're gonna fucking suck. But yeah, the draft completely goddamn pointless for you to watch or be at. And there's a fuckload. There's like 300,000 people to draft this year. Stupid. But yeah, that's my Broncos draft analysis. Shitty. I don't think they're gonna do any better than last year. Within 1 plus or minus 2 games. They're not going to make the playoffs. Let's put it that way. And that's all I want championships. Anything other than the Super Bowl win is a failure. That is such a high expectation, Dutch. I don't know why you... Because I like to win. If you don't like to win, you're a loser. And you're a Bronco. Or a Rocky. We talk about them too. You want to talk sports? We do that. All right. Broncos draft F- is what I give them. Can't go lower than that, but yeah, I think it's just bad all the way around. I think the only one who did worst in their first round or worse in the first round was Atlanta. Penix Jr., man, he's old and he's been hurt a lot with some catastrophic injuries. Guy's got like 2 ACLs in his college career. Granted, his college career was like 10 years, but still, not a good choice. So yeah, NFL draft, uneventful. I mean, to be honest, we've talked about this. I'm losing interest in the NFL. It's not football anymore. It is, we're 2 or 3 steps away from flag football. I love the NFL, Dutch. Okay, that's because you're a loser and you have nothing left in your life. That's fine. I'm not excited for next year. I'm not. I don't even care. I mean, it's almost worse than like when they were all like in on BLM and stuff because that was more like I'm not watching this because you guys are like woke, assholes. And now it's just like I'm not watching this because the product's bad. Like I don't care. I'm not even excited. I'm not even remotely interested. Excited is like way up here, and I'm like down here. I'm not even remotely interested in football this season. Yeah, I might come around in August, something like that. But yeah, I'm not even remotely interested. Uh, Moving on, baseball. The Cardinals' offense is not good. Their pitching has been decent, but their offense hasn't supported the pitching. So, what are you gonna do? I mean, we're 30 games in this season. We got a long season. It's a lot to unpack and play. I'm not worried yet about the Cardinals. The Rockies are a joke. Like they're setting records for like shittiest start ever. Okay. Um, but again, I've been saying this for years. The problem with the Rockies is the fans. I mean, they are like 7-25. They are fucking bad. And they still have 30,000 people at the games. That's a fan problem and not a Rockies problem. Okay. If I was the owner, I wouldn't do anything about it. Because you can bitch and moan all you want, but if you're still paying me, I don't care. And they are still paying them. The owners are still making money hand over fist for arguably the worst product ever. But I mean, we still go, we still do things. Well, I don't, but everybody still goes, they still do things, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it'll never change. I mean, Denver sports fans, I think, are some of the dumbest fans ever. And again, I've talked about this, but most of them are transplants. Okay, very few of them like have been here since the '60s when the Broncos started, or that's all that matters. Okay, most of them are transplants, and they have turned everything into a social event. Like a Rockies game is a social event. You don't go to watch the Rockies. You go to spend an ungodly amount of money on booze and food to hang out on a party deck. Or even sit behind the dugout and turn around and talk to your girlfriends. Like it's not a they're unserious fans. They're dummies who are just throwing money at the Monforts, which I don't blame the Monforts anymore. I 100% blame the fans. It's like the Broncos. Like I'm starting to blame the fans for the Broncos. They are horrible. They have done nothing since Peyton Manning and Super Bowl 50. And I don't mean like we rebuild or blah, blah. No, they just have been god awful. Still sell out? Because I'm a real fan, Dutch. Okay. You can be a real fan. I guess I'm not. I'm okay with that now. I don't care. You want to be a real fan and piss money away on garbage? That's awesome. Probably the same guy who buys a Ford. Um, in other news about sports, though, man, Avalanche, great. They beat Winnipeg in the first series 4-1. Um, I'm still not sold on Gorgiev. I don't care what you say. I don't care what the statistics say or anything like that. I watch the games. I watch him blow important games. Your hockey team should not have to score 10 goals every game to get a win because your goalie gives up 8. Granted, though, the Avs are in a unique position that I don't care how good your goalie is, they can score as many goals as they have to. So Georgiev being fucking terrible kind of works, but that doesn't mean I have to like him. I still can hate him because he's still bad at being a goalie. It just so happens that the Avalanche are so unbelievably good that they score more goals, even against the best goalies. And Georgiev just every once in a while gets lucky and it like hits him in the face, and he doesn't give up the 10th goal, so we win 10-9. That's just aren't the real scores. I know they're not the real scores. This is hyperbole, nerds. But Georgiev sucks. He's super fucking bad. And all your little statistics and all that crap don't matter. Watch a game. Watch when he gives up pivotal goals. Watch how many he gives up, how he gives them up. I'm convinced he doesn't know where the puck is 99% of the time. Totally convinced of that. He's got no fucking clue. He just flanders around like a moron. But they have some score as many goals as they want, and they're great. I think they're going to win the Stanley Cup this year. What they did to Winnipeg was just unbelievable. After that game 1 7-6 loss, where again Georgiev gave up 6 goals and they kept him in, I'm not going to get into. But the Avalanche picked it up and just beat the piss out of Winnipeg for the next 4 straight games. And if you're that loser on Twitter who keeps calling it a gentleman's sweep, that's not a thing, nerd. It's either a sweep or it isn't. But yeah, Avs either going to play Dallas or the Vegas. I'm not worried about either one of them. I'd rather, I think, have Dallas. We'll know tonight. The game starts in a minute. Literally 1 minute. Well, 7 minutes because they all start at, 08. But yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about that at all. I truly think that there's nobody better. There hasn't been anybody better in a while, except sometimes the goalie is just so unbelievably bad that you cannot come out of that deficit. And that's the Avs problem. So if Georgiev and Annunen can just figure out how to not give up 7 goals a game, I think we'll be fine. We'll see. Congrats to Tushkin for his first ever hat trick. It was great that happened in the playoffs. It's great. I mean, I love him. I hate Sammy G. We know this. The rest of them, great. I think Drouin is out. I think we get him back though, so that'd be good. Landeskog, I'm done with. Like it's been 2 years and you haven't played. It's time to move on. I'm not sure you're gonna come back, but I could be wrong about that, so I'm not like angry. Georgiev, we need to get fucking rid of next year. We need a goddamn goalie. This is ridiculous. Watch the game, nerds. Don't give me stats. Watch the games. Stats don't tell the full story. You can have the best save percentage in the world and still lose every game. Georgiev is a perfect example of that. He has a great save percentage, but 900 million shots, and you give up, a million of them, still at 90%. And there are problems with defensemen. I will admit that. I do agree that we have, out of our 6 defensemen, 3 of them are actual defensemen. The rest are forwards who play defense from time to time. Fine. That's where we need a goalie who can, when shit goes south, they can stop pucks, and we don't have that. Hold on a second, nerds. Okay. Nuggets. Wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta. All right. So Blippo, we're gonna play games tonight. He's like, I can't be on until 9 o'clock your time. So it's like, fine, I'll do a podcast. Well, now an hour early, he's like, oh, I'm ready. Stop what you're doing and pay attention to me. No, it's not happening. Okay. Where was I? Nuggets. Again, I'm all in on them too. They should have swept the Lakers, but I mean, refs. People like Kyle be like, oh, it's not the refs. It is refs, man. Nikola Jokic, Jokic had 0 free throw attempts on Game 5. 0. That's not a thing for a big man in the paint. It's not a thing. It can never happen. It's insane, crazy. It's just not a thing. But yeah, Nuggets win. All right. We're gonna shorten this up a little bit, but let's see. We've been only yelling for 21 minutes. Wow, it's been a while. Okay. Let's talk about these protests, man. This has got to get set. Hamas is worse than Nazis. Okay? These people are soulless scumbag monsters. They are worse than the Nazis. And you got a bunch of dumb shit college kids that are protesting, I don't know what, on college campuses. And I never thought that we would actually get here. And I've said that before, but if we assume that Hamas is worse than Nazis, which they are, like if you're not a complete fucking asshole with your head up your ass and you have paid attention and even heard a little bit of what they did on October 7th, yeah, they're worse. I mean, these people they make the devil look like a good guy. Okay. And to even give them anything other than utter hatred and just is insane to me. And the fact that we're allowing this in America, like I'm all for free speech and stuff like that. But I mean, this isn't even like Ku Klux Klan kind of stuff. You know, this is like, again, this is worse than Nazi type belief. And for people to just sit back and be like, well, let's negotiate. Fuck that, man. First of all, throw all their asses in jail. Secondly, expel all of them. Thirdly, blah, blah, blah. There's like 10 things you do. I have a new idea, though. We should give them all a semester at sea. You remember that? Or like a foreign exchange student thing where they go be students in Iraq or Iran or all these places, Syria, all these places Gaza, everywhere that they want to like support, you know, like killing Jews and wiping them off the face of the planet, you know, like Nazi stuff, except worse. Let them go. That's the deal. You want to protest? Here's your ticket. Get the fuck out of here. Let me know how things go for you. It will not go well. It's just, again, I can't. Shay talked about this, man. Go listen to Shane and Marie's podcast. Like, I feel like we're no longer in reality. like the WNBA, people are like, blah, blah, blah. Why are they not making more money? Because they don't make money. That's why. Like, that's basic. That's it. It's nothing more to it. It has nothing to do with sexism or whatever. It's just the WNBA makes no money, so they can't pay their players any money. End of story. I don't understand how that's like a hard concept. Like, this is insane to me. Hamas is worse than Nazis, and we have people in America supporting them with no consequences. How are these people not like jailed and tortured in Guantanamo Bay? I mean, this is insane. What am I missing? We're still trying to figure out the difference between men and women. Crazy. All right. Flip's ready to play video games, so we're just gonna wrap this up quickly. Two things about social media. A, don't get on there and say, I can't get into details, but pray for me. Fuck you, nerd. I need details. Because if you're going to a court case where you try to murder 7 people, I'm not praying for you. You just want attention. Quit being an internet whore. It's dumb and I don't like it. And yes, I do block you immediately. Secondly, this is something that I have found that I don't quite understand. And I might understand, but I don't want to. And I'm going to make a point about this. All these people that are on social media, like, even I'm going to use our side. Okay, like Matt Walsh, who's the other weirdo? The doctor guy, the Canadian Peterson, not Coward. Yeah, Coward. Whatever his name is. All their stuff is just like focused, focused, focused. And that's what I don't like. Because I don't believe you. I've never seen you tweet about a sport. And it bothers me that, like, I know you have a political show, like a Twitter show or a YouTube show, or you're on whatever, but on your tweets, do you have a favorite sports team? Like, do you have something to make you relatable and not some Republican robot? Do you not have that? So I have now, instead of listening to these guys, I now just don't fucking care anymore. Like, you're not helping or doing anything. Like, yes, you point out the hypocrisy of the left and blah, blah, blah. But what are you actually doing? You're unrelatable. Because again, you have no life outside of this. Or that we know of. I don't want to share my life with the people on social media. Okay. You can still say, go whoever your sports team is, nerd. It's weird to me that they don't have that. You know? They just don't seem normal. They seem so hyper focused on this and doing nothing about it. You getting on YouTube is not doing anything. I promise you it's not. Me getting on here is me just a vent. It's not helping. Maybe it is. Maybe my friends listen and they change their mind, but not enough. Are you guys donating $10,000 to anybody? No. Anybody who listens to little Matt Walsh? No. And don't get me wrong, I feel bad for Matt. Him being a Jew, I have Jewish family members. They're fucking appalled. They live in the real world. Matt doesn't. He's a little YouTube nerd who doesn't have a sports team, doesn't play golf, doesn't do any of that. You're not a real person, so I can no longer take you seriously. I guess that was the point. I don't know, man. This got thrown off the rails because Blip wants to play video games, and I think I'd rather do that. So maybe we'll pick up on it later and do more. Let's see if he's actually ready. You actually ready? Yeah, I don't know. Just there's so much going on. I appreciate you guys who watch this short version. Um, I'm not gonna stream games tonight. I'm not in the mood. Uh, whatever. Figure it out on your own. I do appreciate the people who watch, listen, like, subscribe, do all that fun shit. Make it happen. And I'm gonna get out of here. I'll do another one that's a little more in depth. But now I want to go play games with my friend. And I'm sorry, but that's what's happening. So until next time, bye.